Hey there everybody, I am here with my trusty birth companion. It is what I have brought to every birth for the last 9 years out of the 13 years that I have been doing doula work, and that is my trusty birth companion, my doula bag. So this backpack has been amazing. It's been a great size, it's been very sturdy and reliable, but it's really in need of a makeover. Now, the reason I know it's in need of a makeover is because it's unorganized inside. And I found myself unzipping and zipping the pockets and rifling around and making a lot of noise at my last few births. And I realized that really what I want out of a doula bag is a bag that's organized, where I open it up and I know exactly where things are, and not anything extra or any trash accumulating, just everything put together and organized. So it's time for this girl to get a makeover. Okay, before I start, I really have to show you something funny from the current status of my bag. As I was cleaning it out, I'm not going to show you the weird trash and honey sticks that should have been thrown away, but I have a few funny things that I wanted to show. Two things, actually. One, sometimes if there is something that's unused, that's a medical product that's unused, I will put it in my bag to be used later, or maybe to be shown in childbirth class or something like that. So I have a strap from a fetal monitor that was brand new, never touched, and they were gonna put it in medical waste, and I picked it up and put it in my bag. Totally okay, just kind of funny that I never did take it to the childbirth class like I was going to. So now I know, I cleaned it out and I can bring it to class. Okay, the other funny thing in my bag is what accumulated. So have you ever found yourself wondering, like, oh, I hope that's in my bag? That's what happened with me with my battery operated candles. The tea lights in particular, I, for some reason, was always worried that they would burn out. So sometimes on my way to a birth, I would grab an extra and just put it in my bag. So I found that at the bottom of my bag, I had a lot of extra tea lights that would just accumulate because I had this fear that they were going to burn out. So, too funny. I wonder if you guys have anything like that that's accumulating in your bag. So to keep everything organized in the bag, I'm using the strategy of using smaller bags that will hold different items that have kind of a common theme. So that way, when I'm packing and unpacking, I can remember, oh, that's in this theme bag or that theme bag. So let me show you what I've got. I'm starting with 5 zipper pouches. So these zipper pouches are from your doula bag. I've got 2 of the smaller sized pouches. So one side has the small, I'm the doula, one has the other. These are the small sized pouches. And then I have 3 of the larger sized pouches, 2 of this style and 1 with the Doula World fabric. So these are going to be my themed pouches that I will use to organize and put inside my bag. So let's get started with these little bags. Now each of them, I said that they have a theme, and I also gave them a name just to keep them in my head and keep them straight when I'm repacking and packing. Now the little zipper pouches, I have 2 of the same fabric for the pouches, and so I put a button on the one that is my Stay Fresh pouch. So I'm starting with this one because to me it's critical that I have this at a birth. So all of these items are items to keep myself feeling good and feeling fresh. So I have things like unscented hand lotion, unscented because we don't want to have any extra smells with us at a birth. I have a travel size toothbrush and a travel size toothpaste. Used at almost every single birth. I like to stop by the bathroom, use the restroom, and brush my teeth if I'm meeting them at the hospital, or if I have a quick second before I go into the hospital room. If I don't have any time or access to a sink, I like to keep these little Colgate Wisp mini toothbrushes that are disposable to brush my teeth. Sometimes I'll do it in the car because I do definitely caffeinate myself, have coffee on the way to a birth, no matter what time it is. I'm a coffee lover. Deodorant, like to have this No explanation necessary. And then also a lip balm for myself. I try to throw an extra in there for my client if they don't have one, just, as a spare that's unopened, but this one's for me. And then these two things you might not have a need for, but I wear contacts, daily wear, and if it is a long extended birth, I like to make sure that I have an extra pair. And I also try to remember to throw my glasses into this pouch before I leave so that I can take my contacts out sometime during the night and then put in a fresh pair of contacts the next morning. And then I'm not someone who takes a lot of pain medication, but I do have this medication, which is Benadryl. And I found out the hard way that I should keep this in my bag. So if I'm ever with clients that have cats and I'm supporting them at home, then I need to have Benadryl around because I have a pretty strong cat allergy and it's not pretty if I don't have the Benadryl. So that is my Stay Fresh pouch, and it's really critical and an important one. It has the button on it, so I should be able to go right to it, grab it, put my hands on it, maybe even take it into the bathroom with me on a bathroom break and freshen up a bit. Okay, number 2, which is my quick change pouch. So this is the only one in the Doula World fabric, so I can easily spot it. And this is going to be my extra spare set of clothes. So in my spare set of clothes, I keep extra socks, I keep scrub pants, and then I keep a spare doula shirt. Now, this doula shirt is not my favorite, but it's extra, so I keep it in there. And the pants are not my favorite, but they're on a quick chain, only if I need to. And then the socks, you can't see right now, but they're not actually matching socks. I'll show you. One's green, one's pink. But I thought that I could put them in here because who really cares if I'm matching? If I get splashed with some kind of fluids or from the shower and I put on my outfit that's just really not my favorite, but it's still workable, it's much better than being in wet clothes. Not shown is extra sports bra and underwear. Again, my seconds, my least favorites that I can just keep in there and they can live in there. Now, what I always have to remember is if I use my quick change clothes at a birth, that I have to take my dirty clothes and put them in the wash along with my quick change so I can always keep this packed and ready to go. So that's bag number 2. Bag number 3 is what I'm calling my Start Here bag. So I have 2 of this style bag, and I actually put a little uterus keychain on this bag to denote Start Here. Now, what's inside my Start Here bag and why I gave it that name is because when I get to a hospital, I like to set up the battery operated candles. So I have 2 battery operated candles in this bag, and I like to put them in the bathroom as one of the first things that I do when I get there. I also take out my rebozo, which is in my bag as well. Now, this probably doesn't look like a rebozo, typical Mexican rebozo to you, but it is a woven wrap that I used as a mom, and it really works great as a rebozo, and it has a lot of meaning to me and makes me happy. And we need a little bit of happiness and support when we are working with a client too. So I take this out and put it on the counter, and it's ready to go. And then the last thing that I threw in the Start Here bag are these combs. So combs for acupressure. I always say to my clients, try them out, see if they work. Maybe they'll at least be a distraction if they don't actually help with pain management in labor. But those are all 3 in my Start Here bag. So that's my first bag to go to when I am at a hospital with a client. So the 4th bag that I want to show you is my Lots of Tools bag. So this is my main bag of typical sort of tools that I would use to support a client in labor. Now, the one that I use the most, I'll show you first, and that is this portable ice bin. So the portable ice bin is a little cooler, and when I get there, I put ice and water and washcloths in there. It doesn't leak, and I keep it on the counter so that when my client might need a fresh, cool washcloth, it's ready to go. That is used at every birth. The next thing that I use a lot is my hand fan. So my hand fan is used at so many births. I'm sure if you guys have done this and then your arm gets tired, so then you have to switch to your other side, and I'm just not as coordinated that way. I'm getting better though. So the plastic hand fan is super helpful. I have a rice sock. So that is used, I use that sometimes more at a client's home than at the hospital these days, but a good rice sock is nice to have. A tennis ball, of course, can be great for massage, for pressure points. You guys know how helpful those are. And then my 2 reference guides that I bring along. One is my labor progress handbook. Now, this puppy has been with me for a long time. This is my original labor progress handbook I bought right after my doula training. So it is old. It has been well loved, well used. Some of the pages, it looks like it got wet along the way. Some of the pages are dog-eared, and I just can't part with it. I know that I need the new version, Penny Simpkin, but I don't have it yet because I just love this one so much. So, but it is like the doula Bible. I have looked up positions and shown them to midwives and OBs and nurses and said, how about we try this right here? Something about showing it in a book just makes it more legitimate, right? And then I have my other reference piece that I bring is the Limp and Loose in Labor note card. So these are just little drawings of how to stay limp and loose and relaxed. I like to just throw it out and clients can look at it and we can go through them and try them out. And it's fun for us all, the partner and the laboring woman and myself, to use the different techniques. So that is my 4th bag, which I call my lots of tools bag. Now, the 5th bag is very important. I didn't mean to leave it last, but it is the Nourish bag. So in the Nourish bag, it's my snacks, right? Snack bag. And of course, it's the same size as the Stay Fresh bag. It doesn't have a pin on it, but I have some of my favorite snacks packed. I love to have a power bar, and usually I try to have a fun power bar like chocolate chip peppermint stick and mint chocolate brownie, because it's kind of like protein and fun chocolate at the same time. I love these almond butter packets, these Justin's almond butter packets. I also love nuts. So these are almonds, little almond snacks. If we have any walnuts in the house, I will pack a little Tupperware bin and throw them in here, or a little Ziploc and put them in here too, because I love walnuts. They just seem to be like the perfect thing for birth. They're almost like a little treat for me. And then the other 2 things I use for myself and offer to clients. So we've got some honey sticks and Dum Dum lollipops. So those are for me or for clients or for partners or for visitors. The rest of these though I keep very close. And if I am heading out of the room for maybe a bathroom break or a 5-minute break, instead of walking out holding a snack, I just can grab my whole snack bag. And I'm very excited to have all my snacks kind of centrally located like that. So in addition to the 5 zipper pouches, my backpack itself has a few pockets that I utilize to organize things. So it has 2 side pockets, and then it has 2 main front pockets that I use. So the first of the side pockets right here is where I keep my water bottle and a spare pump. I usually bring a ball with me in labor so that if it needs to be pumped up, I'm ready to go. This second side pocket is a zipper pocket, and in this one I like to keep a couple things that are important, which is an extra phone charger and earbuds. Now ideally I have a spare set of both of these that I keep in my doula bag, but right now I don't have a spare set, so it's something I need to remember, because I really like to have both of those when I'm with my clients, especially the charger, right? And then this is where I keep my packet of feminine hygiene products. So the front pockets, on the top front pocket of this backpack, I have a little padded compartment. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. It's a padded compartment. So this is where that I've been really good at keeping the same thing in here for years and years and years. And that is my essential oils. So I keep peppermint and lavender that I use, not topically, but I will put on maybe a little paper towel just to help mom change the mood. And then these puppies. So I do not steal these from the hospital. However, if my client has one out, right, and she has one close by and she's ready to use them, and then at the end of the labor, she never uses them, they go into medical waste, or they can go into the doula bag. So that's where these have accumulated over the years, but they have come in really handy. I like to keep them up top, ready to go. If we get somewhere where I don't have access to these, then I do in my doula bag. And I got a lot of points one year when we had just walked into the hospital room. My client felt sick. I opened it up. I remember taking it, throwing it to the partner. He put his hand in, opened it up, handed it over, and she got sick. So I felt like we felt like such great support people. Okay, and then this in the bottom pocket is a zipper, and in here is a little place for me to put my keys, and I do make it a habit of putting that there because when you've been up all night and you haven't had sleep, you need to know how to find your keys pretty easily. Of course, if you can't find them easily, you probably shouldn't drive, but put them here. I also keep my business cards in this business card holder. This does stay in my doula bag because there's nothing worse than having a OB or midwife ask you for business cards and you don't have them, right? So gotta have those right there. Now this front section right here, sometimes I use and sometimes I don't. Right now I have extra business cards, but those are really important sections of my backpack too, and a great place to keep things organized. So we've gone through the inside of the doula bag. The inside has had a makeover. I feel really good. I feel like it will help me and really achieve my goals of being able to put my hands on something and not disturb my clients. The outside needs a makeover though too. And maybe it needs a little bit of flair. Maybe not necessarily 15 pieces of flair, but maybe a few. So I thought I already have my 100% doula button, but I thought I might add my I'm the doula button and maybe a doula life button. And maybe I might even put a little uterus pin, right? Just to add a little something, make it kind of fun. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please don't hesitate to give it a thumbs up. If you like watching doula videos and you are all about learning about doulas and seeing how everybody works, subscribe to the channel because I have a lot of extra videos that cover different topics. Also, if you're curious about the first video that I did with this doula bag, I can't believe I'm talking about it because it's kind of cringy to me, but I will put the link below in the comments so that you can look at it. Also link to the blog that has more information about how the bag is set up and links to anything that's in the bag. I will try to keep those all and put them in there below the video so that you can check it out more and leave a comment. I'd love to know, what am I missing? Is there something that seems like I'm glaringly missing that you use in your doula bag? Don't hesitate to leave a comment and let me know. Okay guys, have a great day. Bye.